Welcome, everyone. I hope this is working for you and that you can hear me and see the screen, and it's a new technology. Welcome. Happy New Year to everyone. And thank you for coming and being part of a New Year's meditation and a full moon meditation. I'm Donna Mitchell-Moniak, and we are with Spirit Fire, as always, meditating for the well-being of the world. Happy full moon. 2018 already is shaping up with some interesting astrology. We'll highlight just a little bit of it to set the stage for our full moon meditation. Today, the Sun, Venus, and Pluto are all in Capricorn. This offers a thrust forward. It gives a deep appreciation of the value of things, the value of life, and even the value of the spiritual path, Venus being about value. Venus also rules Capricorn hierarchically, so simply that means that the highest quality of Venus and the highest quality of Capricorn is being offered to us through this conjunction with the Sun. When we look at the transits going on today, we also see that there is a grand water trine comprised of the moon in Cancer opposite the Sun, of Mars and Jupiter in Scorpio, and Neptune in Pisces. Both the Jupiter in Scorpio and the Neptune in Pisces will continue through most of the year for Jupiter and until November. And of course, Neptune will be in Pisces for the next several years. So when I looked at this and contemplated it, I saw empathy as forefront for us. Empathy being also conveyed, if you will, by Venus and its conjunction to the Sun in Capricorn. Generally, empathy is not a word that we would use as high on Capricorn's agenda. However, you know, when we look at Capricorn and recognize that it is actually a feminine polarity sign, then because it's earth and water are feminine polarity, then in fact, empathy and sentient relatedness are actually one of the goals or the achievements or the high aspirations that Capricorn is well served to aspire toward. So therefore, again, to see that Venus is conjunct the Sun during this full moon cycle, I think that it portends for us, and that this is January 1st, that it portends for the year. And then, of course, as we actually look to the astrology throughout the year, we do see that this bears itself out. This is a very poignant and powerful photo that was in the New York Times only a few days ago. It's the Rohingya people, you know, fleeing their land. I think it's over 600,000 people have now left their nation and had to go into places like Bangladesh. If we look at this image, I hope it stirs empathy within us, and not just empathy for these two men, clearly emaciated and on the verge of death, the one on the young man's back. But consider how many people in the world do not live the ease and the luxury, the leisure that I know I live, and maybe you do too. Consider for a moment at the end of 2016, not 2017, there were more, but at the end of 2016, there were over 65 million people who are refugees in the world, fleeing from war, skirmishes, natural disasters, from the devastation of global climate change, from all kinds of things. 65 million people in the world are not in their homes. So we have this very powerful condition in our world. It's the condition of difficulty, of suffering. And if we can not close ourselves off from that, but in fact, open our hearts, open our eyes, open our ears, then this, I think, is going to be one of the primary tones energetically and astrologically throughout the year 2018. I think that we will see this play out on the world stage, and my hope is that being an American born in the USA, I hope that the US finds right relation, as in helpfulness, assistance, care, compassion. And I hope that each of us will do what we can to do that in our families, in our workplaces, in whatever way that it is at our disposal. Essentially, as we get closer and closer to the actual beginning of the Aquarian age, which is still not for, by some calendars and some people's calculations, another 20 years, it could be even 400 years from now. So there's a range in that. But nonetheless, we are in the forerunner time of the Aquarian age. And Aquarius is about we, not about me. Aquarius is about how are we all in an interdependent, interconnected oneness called planet Earth. And I think it's safe to say that the astrology, not only of 2018, but all the astrology that will lead us up to the actual demarcation that we would say this is now the Aquarian age, that it is constantly going to mirror back to humanity. Are we being we? Is our heart forefront? Is kindness, assistance, caring, empathy forefront in what we are living from? Or are we being a me? And I think it's safe to say, as we get ready to meditate, that the me is not what's going to carry the day going into the new age. And I don't know what that means for us as humanity. I just know that maturity and forward momentum is found in the we. So let us, in meditation, take our role as light bringers and realize that we are galactic in the scale of our awareness, our consciousness, our higher nature, and that here on January 1st, as we begin the new year, that if we begin it understanding that in fact the scope and scale of each and every one of us is far more than anything we've identified with heretofore. Even if we've identified ourselves with and as our higher nature, there still is so much more. So let us all be inspired by the inner light, inspired by the fact that the full moon is on January 1st, and inspired by the we that we all are capable of, and the heart that is that we. We smile. Take a long, slow, deep breath and feel ourselves breathing together. Then let us awaken our heart with that smile, with that felt sense of unanimity. Let us feel the light of the heart deeply and fully. Let us alight the wisdom center at our brow that illumines life the chakra of light, of perception. And let us feel that as we alight our own ajna center, that collectively, because we are in group and there are people meditating all around the world, that together we help humanity alight its wisdom eye so that it perceives truly, clearly, wisely. And let us alight our crown center. And let us feel in that crown the unanimity of higher will. The scope, the scale of higher will. And then let us acknowledge together that we are one heart, one mind, one willed intention. We can feel the presence of oneness shared by us all and even magnetized, brought forward by us all. Let's abide in that for a few minutes. And as we do, abide in it for the totality of humanity. That just as we are feeling it tonight in meditation, then let all humanity feel this unanimity, this unification. Add now the power of the heart, the power of sincere empathy, empathy that is courageous, empathy that is daring, daring to feel, daring to see, daring to speak out, daring to care. Feel that in the heart. And feel how that daring is expansive. Its power must express and it goes out. It reaches out to feel, to empathize, to sympathize, to uplift, to assist. So meditatively, let us take a seat in this lotus unfolding, powerful, radiant light, the light of empathy. Let empathy, its power, its light, deepen such that the emptiness of it, the pristine purity of it, and therefore of its power, of its daring, its boldness, that this is also part of the emanations of your heart, that which you sit in deeply in meditation. And then know that as we sit here meditating, that our consciousness, unified as it is as a group field, is inseparable and part of the totality of consciousness of all human beings, all humanity. And so now feel and radiate the light of the heart, of empathy, its bold, bold purity, its care, its caress, its capacity to uplift, all of it. Pour it out from your heart. Simply by sitting in it, it will emanate out and become part of the collective stream of the mind, heart of humanity. We must trust that it is so. And realize that the light that we generate from the heart, from the wisdom eye, and the light of pure will is the exact same as all the stars and the nebulae of the heavens. It's the exact same light. We merely are infants in our capacity with this, in our understanding of it. And the stars and the nebulae and the galaxies, they're quite adept. But the way that we become adept with it is through this meditation, through empathy, through the daring to engage light and the lightness of being, to support it wherever we find it. And so we again abide in our heart, in its openness, in its raw truth, the truth of we, one shared beingness. And we hold all people and all animals and all plants and the entire planet. We hold the suffering that's going on in the world because we are not yet a we. The majority of humanity doesn't understand that yet. The wisdom eye is not open. The alignment to the highest will is not intact. And so we, in meditation and in the solace and brilliance of the heart, we hold everyone and everything in this daring empathy. And let us smile that the power of compassion is the same power that fuels the stars. When we look up to the night sky, it is the same. They are simply expressing it, and we are learning how to. And so for the last few minutes, breathe this power, this daring, this radiance of empathy. Breathe it for yourself, because it is going to be a tone energetically for the entirety of 2018. It will have its peaks and its troughs, but rest assured, you will be called to empathy. You will be called to the power of the heart and to the wisdom eye that can learn to see, and radiantly so, the truth that is before us all, that we are one beingness on this planet, and we all are confused. We all get angry. We all want something we can't have, and we all want to be loved. We all are afraid. So let us hold ourselves in this empathy. Let us feel the daring to truly empathize with ourselves, and therefore to give that empathy to those in our immediate circumstances. Let us feel refreshed and renewed in what empathy is. And feel that, not only in your heart, we all can feel it. We feel it in our heart, but feel it at the wisdom eye as well. And also feel that as we align to the heart, we align to empathy. And with that crown alignment, we feel its daring, the daring of compassion. Take a long, slow, deep breath as we draw our meditation to a completion, and feel the alignment of the breath. Feel the truth of the heart. Feel the wisdom eye and its clarity. And feel the deep knowing of shared existence. And that at any given moment, we might find someone and give care and respect and kindness to them. And at the very next moment, it will be you or I that need the help. We complete with 3 ohms, and as we om into the world. Om with your heart, om with the wisdom eye, and om with the crown aligned to the highest stars, because their compassion is our compassion. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for meditating. Feel the truth of this tone for the year and set your heart to it, because rest assured, it is for the year, and you will be called to it, just as you were called to it tonight. Love you all. Create the goodness of humanity created in your life. Love you all.